We're in the Northeast. We could have a snowstorm tomorrow in March or maybe another one in April, and that's not really a worry when it comes to freight farming. It's wonderful. We're able to control what we grow, when we're harvesting, how often, and be able to give, honestly, fresher food than you and I can go buy in a supermarket, right? We're cutting out the supplier, we're cutting out the packaging, we're cutting out the distribution center, we're cutting out the retail shelf. So, a neighbor in need's literally getting the absolute best, freshest produce, and that's the really, the icing on the cake that makes us happy. Hey, I'm Nick Pisani, the Chief Operating Officer at the Regional Food Bank, and we grow food here. The work of the Regional Food Bank is multifaceted. Our ultimate mission is to alleviate hunger and reduce food waste. We bring in a large amount of product in terms of donations into our building, inventory it, we might have to sort it, repack it, and then through a network of partner agencies throughout our 23 county territory, we distribute that to our soup kitchens, food pantries, backpack programs, senior facilities. We work with those folks to get the food to the neighbors in need. So the food bank has a freight farm, and we're so gracious for Broadview to be able to support us having a freight farm.
Hi, I'm Kathy Lanny. I'm the Chief Community Officer at Broadview Federal Credit Union, and I oversee our agricultural program here at Broadview. So I think Broadview's role is to really be a convener, right? To say to our community, we have to find a different way to solve this problem. So we've been as a society, at the forefront of trying to solve the issue of hunger in our community.
Frankly, the idea came from Broadview. They're a great community leader here in the Albany region in the Capital District. They have a freight farm at their facility. They invited myself and a few others over to see what it is, how it operates, and asked how it would work in our operation if we thought it'd fit into our mission, what we do. We couldn't have been happier to accept that gracious gift and get it operational here, and it fits what we do so well.
Our third community farm is at the Regional Food Bank, and that really gives them an opportunity to grow culturally diverse greens, which are hard to get. So now they can grow them themselves. So they have this now available all the time. So here, living in the Northeast, the growing season is a little bit short. So now this gives them the opportunity to grow all year, but then have access all year to make sure that those foods are available to our pantry partners.
As a food banking operation, the cultural relevance is a really big piece, as well as fresh produce. So the food bank does operate a traditional farm. It's a 160-acre farm, of which we till 30 to 40 acres. But traditional farming has some challenges, right? So we do live in the Northeast. We've experienced where our season gets cut short due to winter months coming early. Last year was so much rain that we weren't able to get on and reseed a second time. We've even had an entire block, so thousands and thousands of heads of lettuce planted. And just one night, overnight, deer decimated that block of lettuce. So freight farming really allows us to stay humble, where traditional still is a great fit and it fits a great need. However, this farming model, the freight farm, gives us the ability to really cultivate, especially in the leafy green world, the right items that we're looking for those in need. And it does it in a way that we can grow 365 days a year, sitting here in New York State in the Northeast, with a tremendous deer population, not have to worry about all those variables, while we can still operate our traditional farm and have great output that supports as well. So we're supporting from two angles. So when the farm first arrived, it was just a beautiful, great sunny day in August. The crane dropping in, we had some media attention. It was kind of like that first opportunity, but there were some hurdles that kind of got us there, right? So that wasn't until August of 2023. We were notified and gifted the farm in December of 2022. So that process was a little bit at length. Unfortunately, our local township had a zoning restriction where a storage unit is not allowed, and unfortunately the freight farm fell under that. But they were gracious enough to accept our meeting, allow us to explain really what the freight farming was and how it fit our mission and support the community that we reside and ultimately we're in for them in their township. So they found ways for us to be able to work it through the building permit side of things. It's deemed as an accessory building structure, and found the way to be able to get in. So the wait was well worth it, and that day in August was just monumental to be able to see it all come to terms. The most inspirational part of the freight farming to me is the importance of, we're not just pushing old food. We're pushing the freshest of the fresh, the best of the best to somebody that, it's more meaningful than anything ever, right? They have the opportunity to have a fresh produce item that meets their cultural appropriate needs, and it is absolutely better than what they could even purchase at a grocery store because we've just grown it. We've spent the time and energy to cultivate it, to harvest it, and to be able to get it out to them faster than any other mechanism that's out there. So for me, I take super pride in knowing that we're giving the absolute top quality fresh produce.